Ready to break the fourth wall? Again? I'm Kopek, and this is Cyrex Productions.
If you like my film reviews and videos, please like and subscribe to Cyrex Productions. Or you can follow me at facebook.com/Kopek fanpage.
Since his inspired breakthrough, Deadpool has been trolling the internet in memes, commercials, and even in other Marvel and DC films to promote his sequel. So here's my review of the Merc with a Mouth's second outing, Deadpool 2.
Oh, and there are obviously spoilers, so please watch this at your own peril. Still here? Alright, here we go. Directed by David Leitch, Deadpool 2 is the 11th film of the X-Men film series and the sequel to Marvel's Merc with a Mouth anti-superhero Wade Wilson/Deadpool. Performed by actor Ryan Reynolds, who forms the Team X-Force to protect Julian Dennison's Russell Collins/Fire Fist from Josh Brolin's time-traveling cybernetic mutant, Cable. This is without a doubt all about Ryan Reynolds as the mercenary, who perfectly dominates every scene he's in, and not only calls out many of the current superhero films, like Avengers Infinity War and the entire DC universe, but also further pans to superhero films that Reynolds himself was in, like X-Men Origins, Wolverine, and Green Lantern, with total control to call all the shots however he pleases. Given that the sequel further integrates with the X-Men universe, showcasing and sidelighting recurring X-Men characters like Stefan Kapicic's Colossus and Brianna Hildebrand's Negasonic Teenage Warhead, as well as the sudden cameos of the newer generation of X-Men and A-list names in disguise, this film is actually a small-scaled universe in comparison, because the character-driven narrative centers more of the high stakes and world-building around Deadpool's sporadic nature in saving himself, than the loose structures during his time with the X-Men and building his X-Force team. However, with these loose structures, Deadpool is able to play around these scenes from within by the numerous fourth wall breakers that we've now come to expect from his unusual scenarios, and for the most part they make pretty satisfying impacts, regardless of whether audiences cringe or laugh out loud or get grossed out, or all of the above. As for the rest of its main characters, Josh Brolin's Cable isn't as fleshed out as some hoped he would be in both origin story and character progression because of him mainly serving as a foil for Deadpool. Julian Dennison's fiery teenage angst as a kind of villain who's just looking for a role model works well with Deadpool's journey in trying to save him from his destructive path. Morena Baccarin as Wade's fiancée Vanessa is the resounding voice of reason for him, even when reaching to her in the afterlife. And newcomer Zazie Beetz as Domino, a mutant that can manipulate luck, is the film's biggest new standout. While the recurring humans, like TJ Miller as Wilson's best friend Weasel, Leslie Uggams as the blind roommate Blind Owl, and Karan Soni as the taxi driver Depinder, respectively, are all briefly good enough with the rapid-fire one-liners that Wilson inspires, the bulk of the X-Force that brought so much hype leading to the film's release is laughably disappointing. As much as many realize that Deadpool is not exactly the best leader by any means, it would have been nice to have seen more of what at least some of these mutants were capable of on their own. John Wick director David Leitch focuses more on Deadpool 2 being a sitcom for its comedic tone, but when trying to bring in more serious introductions like Cable or his abilities, the film's purpose feels restricted, and it forcefully prolongs that inevitability with Deadpool's comedic timing. But when the action comes, David Leitch really knows how to make the cinematics shine best, particularly with the aforementioned luck of Domino and the fights between Deadpool and Cable. In turn, Deadpool 2 delivers a strong second coming of the dark, guilty pleasures that comes out of Deadpool's film. From Ryan Reynolds' flawed but charming hero and his ensemble cast, to David Leitch's action-packed and comedic timing, and to an effective small-scale adventure with a lot of potential to completely meld with the X-Men universe. I give Deadpool 2 7 out of 10 stars.
I'm Kopek, and I hope you're ready to die. Laughing, of course. Cue the dubstep.